Today I'm going to share with you some of the bags. I have about 6 or 7 bags that I have either never used or only used once. So I'm going to show you those bags and tell you why I haven't reached for them more often. Let's get started. Hi YouTube, Autumn Beckman here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My channel is all about luxury living on a budget, from high-end luxury handbags and small goods to the everyday luxuries of life. If that sounds interesting to you, please make sure you subscribe, click the bell notification icon to be notified when I post new videos, and be sure to like the videos that you enjoy. And one of the perks of subscribing to my channel is you get to see my community post on your YouTube homepage, where I post deals, discount codes, sales, and rare finds related to these beautiful things we love. You may notice my background is a little different today. I'm in the process of remodeling my office here, my YouTube studio. Planning to get one more shelf to put along this wall. I put the other 2 shelves. If I move the camera a little bit, you can see, maybe not knock the camera over though. There's a shelf against this wall and then another one against that wall. So I have them in the corner there. Let me try to get back where it was because it looked better the other way. While I'm in the transition of that, which should just be this week, you're gonna see the videos look like this, and next week I should be into my new setup. I'm also filming on my vlogging camera, so if the quality is a little bit different, that's why. And the lights are just coming from the window today. I don't have my studio lights set up at the moment. Just wanted to explain that to you in case you're wondering why things look so different. All right, let's get to the bags, and these are in no particular order. I'm just gonna grab what's closest to me. First, I have the Coach Beat 18. This is part of the Basquiat collection, our collaboration. Gorgeous little bag. I love it, love it, love it. It also comes with a crossbody strap in this leather, and I have not worn this bag at all yet. The only reason for that is that I haven't had it all that long, relatively speaking, compared to some of my other bags, and it's very small, and I tend not to go for small bags, although I have been doing that more and more lately. I generally need, even in a small bag, I generally need a little bit more space than this provides, and it's a little bit fancy, and I feel like I have to have just the right outfit for it, so it's just not something I have grabbed yet, but I do plan to use it, and not for it to be just a decorative piece in my room. Next, I have these 2 bags. These are the Moon bag from Stodd. You can see the company name there on the dust bag. I did carry the little brown one once, Mother's Day this year, earlier this year, and I really like both of these. I love the unique design and shape of them. I think the reason I haven't carried the brown one more often is the same reason as the Beat. It's a little smaller than what I usually need, even for a small bag. This small one does come with a crossbody strap, and I think they're both adorable. I really should carry that more often. I need to make a point of doing that. Now this gray one I really love too. It's the larger size. I think this is the medium and the other's the small. There's also a micro, and then there's a larger one that I had purchased and had since sold because that one, the size and shape of it just wasn't working for me. I don't know why I've not reached for this one at all. I haven't carried it once, because this would be a better size. This would hold what I need to hold when I'm carrying a smaller bag. I think it could have something to do with the color, even though I love gray. I've had a couple of gray bags before and I just never grab for them. I think what it really comes down to is that I have certain bags that I know work for me really well. It's easier to grab for those than it is to reach for something that I haven't carried and that I have to think a little more about. Does that make sense? Do you guys have bags like that too? Am I making sense to you? Like, there's nothing wrong with this bag. There's not a reason that I haven't carried it, other than that I just haven't. That's a disappointing reason. A lot of you, I think, are going to be disappointed in me to learn that after all those vintage Coach bags I purchased, a lot of them have not been working for me, and there is a very specific reason why. It's one reason. It applies to a lot of the bags, and it's these straps. It's the particular kind of strap, this thick one that has the suede on the back. They're beautiful. They're so well made. I still believe everything I said about them when I was on this kick of buying a bunch of them. This is the Duffel Sack, and it's in the, I don't know the official name, but it's like a lime green. It's a beautiful bag. I don't have any intention of getting rid of this one, partially because of the color. I think it's beautiful. But these straps on the classic pouches and several of the other shoulder bags, they don't stay on my shoulder. they slip right off, and they also, I wish that they were long enough to be able to crossbody them and adjust them to be a shoulder strap. And for all those reasons, I have a vintage Coach vlog sale coming up. It'll be the week of Thanksgiving or right before that. I'm doing it then because I have the week of Thanksgiving off, and that'll give me time to ship things. So if you saw anything in my vintage Coach purchases that you were interested in, it might be up for sale then, and just, you know, keep your eye out for it. But yeah, the straps, as much as I love the bags and the quality is excellent, they just don't stay on my shoulder. And that has caused me to not wear them, to the point that I'm gonna be selling a lot of them off. It's really unfortunate. Next up, my Givenchy Pandora wristlet. Love this little piece, got an excellent deal on it. They're usually about $500 and I got it for about half that price. And this bag, if you're not familiar with it, a lot of people aren't. It has two ways to get in it. One of them, well, they're both zippers, but one is just a little pocket right here up front. And then the other is a zipper that gets you into the main compartment, which is the box, you know, the big rectangle. The problem with this bag, besides that it's a wristlet, and I just don't wear wristlets very often, but I knew that going into it. I knew that this would be a bag I would not wear often. I think I've worn it twice, and I got it almost a year ago. The problem is the size of the opening. It seems like with a boxy piece like this, you'd be able to fill it up pretty well, but with about an inch being taken off of the zipper on this side, and then you lose maybe half an inch over here, that opening is really small. It's very difficult to get things in and out of it. So I can carry my phone and keys and a card holder, maybe a small wallet like my little Chanel flap wallet or a clay. Not a lot else is gonna go in there because of the way you have to finagle things with that opening. And you'd think, well, maybe this front pocket, you could fit some things. The problem with the front pocket is that the pocket only goes about this deep and not all the way to the bottom, so you can't fit as much in there as you think you could either, and that makes it frustrating. That's why I don't carry that one so often. Not something I plan to get rid of. I do like it. I think it has a purpose from time to time. Great little dinner bag, especially if you know you're going to a place that has small tables. Plus the deal I got on it is so good that why would I get rid of it? So even though I didn't expect to carry it very often, it does have those couple of cons that I wasn't aware of. So I'm making you aware of them in case you're ever interested in this bag. Next, I'm going to include these together. Here they are, because they're such similar bags. The Tory Burch Kira shoulder bag, and then the Rebecca Minkoff Edie shoulder bag. I have a video comparing these two. They're very, very similar bags. I did decide that I like the Edie better, and I have, let me count, 4 of these currently. I had a couple more and sold those, but I don't carry the Edie very often, and the only reason for that is that these straps are so thin. They kind of dig into my shoulder. If they would only make those shoulder straps a little bigger, I would love it. And you guys may remember that I purchased that Edie in the maxi size, which I loved the look of, and I was tempted the other day to buy another one, since sold that one. And I sold it because I didn't carry it. The size that it was, it didn't fit as much as I thought it would. I don't know, I just didn't carry it because of that. Now the Kira, that doesn't have a back pocket, that's its biggest downfall. I think I may have carried this once, and I'm not really sure why I haven't carried it more. I really love this taupe color. I do remember that the feel of the leather was not as soft as I thought it would be, and that was a little disappointing. This taupey color is something I've really been drawn to. I love it on the Beat 18 as well. I think it's a really classy bag. It's really functional. I think the same issue with the handles. They're a little thin, but I don't know why I haven't carried this more. I'm really drawn to this style of bag. It reminds me a lot of the YSL Lulu, as I talked about in those videos. And I've thought about getting one of those bags, but I feel like if I'm going to spend the kind of money on the Lulu, that I really should be carrying these bags that look so much like it. And if I'm not carrying these, maybe I won't carry that. So maybe I need to figure out what the problem is first. Do any of you have the Kira or the Edie and you don't carry them? And what is your reason for that? I can say too that, you know, the pandemic has really affected what bags I carry. I haven't been out all that much in the last year and a half, unless I'm going to the grocery store or to work. And at work lately, I've been taking just a little small bag with the essentials and then my rolling cart with my work stuff. And often if I go somewhere beyond that, I'll go after school on my way home and I have the same things with me, so I don't have a chance to switch out into another bag like this. I mean, I remember before the pandemic, I used to go shopping all the time. I'd go to the Galleria, I'd go to TJ Maxx, I'd go to, you know, wherever I went, or we'd go out to dinner a lot more. That's probably one of the reasons that I'm not carrying the bags as much. One bag I have carried a lot this year, because we did a little traveling, as I've shown you in some of my vlogs, are the Longchamp Pliage totes. Let me hold it over here because you can see a little bit better. However, this particular one, I have, I don't know, 6 or so Le Pliage large totes like this. But this particular one, the black with the stars, I have not carried once. Part of that is just because it was a limited edition piece and I didn't want to mess it up. So for a while I avoided using it because of that. Really, there's no reason. These bags are so well made and they stand up really well. And as much as I switch my bags out, there's no reason for me not to carry this or to be worried about messing it up. It's a beautiful bag. It's all black. It has a tiny bit of silver hardware on it. I mean, it's really a perfect tote for me to be carrying around and taking on our little road trips, and I need to get it out. I think the moral of this video is that I need to make a point of using these bags that I haven't been using and figure out, is there a reason that I'm not using them besides just not reaching for them? And if so, is it time to pass them along to someone else? I can tell you, I discovered a fairly new YouTuber. Her name is Melissa's Closet, and I was watching one of her videos the other day. I'll link her channel below. And she was talking about how she, I think it was this year, kept a log of what bags she carried each day. And I think that's a fantastic idea. I think it's something I may try to do next year. And she's able to do a few things with that, see which bags she's using the most, which she isn't using at all, which bags she may use for different occasions. And then she can alter her handbag carrying behavior if she would like, based on that information. I think that's kind of brilliant. Also, I thought was kind of brilliant is Yota Style and Andrew did a collaboration where they each carried their Never Full MM for a week, and then at the end of the week they filmed a video, and it was all about what was in their bag and how they used it throughout the week and what they ended up with. Those are both interesting because they had some pretty interesting things in their bags. I'm saying interesting a lot, but I recommend those. I will link them below for you to go watch. Well, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the description box what bags you have that you have never carried. If you have any of these bags, whether you carry them or not and why. That might help me understand my behavior a little better or help somebody else. So I'd appreciate that. I hope you and your loved ones are doing well. I hope you join me back here next time, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.